Pero yung masasabi kong ghost project, sila nakakaalam nun eh. Hindi ko naman alam talaga yung mga ghost project nila.
What's up at welcome sa Pochoklak. Sa channel nito, may ko sumuri ng mga relo ng mga kilalang personalidad at magbigay sa inyo ng masabot kayang alternatibo. Dahil tila nakatikim si Bulacan Governor Daniel Fernando, minabuti ko na sa video nito, sumuri ng 5 sa relo na kanyang isinusuot. Yung 2 po sa relo na titingnan natin sa video nito ay recycled clips from previously released videos dito sa Pochoklak. Kaya magkakaroon lang ng konting difference when it comes to the maximum secondary market selling price. Wrist check muna tayo. Suot ko ngayon ng Argos Intervallum Consistence. I've had this watch for quite a number of weeks already at this point, and I'm ready for the review. The time for release is imminent. Antabayanan nyo po yan. Kung gusto nyo pong ma-notify once the video review drops, please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. At bago po tayo magsimula, i-share ko lang, mahilig kasi ako sa mga matatamis. And usong-uso ngayon yung tinatawag na Dubai Chewy Cookie. The best tasting so far would be the one from Bakes. And so kung mahilig kayo sa Dubai Chewy Cookie or gusto nyo lang subukan, gusto nyo ipang regalo, I suggest to give it a shot. Kung order po kayo, do tell them I sent you. Hindi na ako magpapaligoy-ligoy pa. Tara na! Dito sa pinakaunang relo ni Gov, ang kailangan nating tingnan muna, the K-shape na parang hugis submariner siya. It's got this green bezel na parang merong mga lines yan na nakaprint dyan. And then it also has a green dial, and both of the bezel and the dial are quite shiny. And it also has the oyster style bracelet, the 3-link style. At dahil sa mga katangin natin with this Rolex Submariner reference 116610 LV, nicknamed the Hulk. Merong updated na version ng Hulk, which they are nicknaming the Starbucks, at ang reference number niyan ang 126610 LV. However, comparing both of these two watches, I do find the Starbucks more appealing, but basing it on the prices on the secondary market, it does appear like the Hulk is way ahead in terms of how much it just goes for. And discontinued na kasi ang relo na ito, but on the secondary market, I still see it sell for up to 1.2 million pesos. And so when I think of alternatives, I typically recommend Casios, and the same is the case for this watch. I'm recommending the Casio Duro. Ilalagay ko na lang yung reference dito. At kaya ko to nire-recommend because of the green bezel and the dive style. Mapapansin nyo, both of these watches pwedeng gamitin ni Gov sa baha ng walang alinlangan. Concession-wise, the dial color is pretty different. So, itim ang kulay ng dial ng alternative na ito. It's got a quartz movement. The finishing will be a bit rough around the edges. In terms of the materials, ang bezel na gamit ng Rolex Submariner Hulk ay ang Cerachron or ceramic. And in this specific case for the Casio, it's not going to be that. So, it's not going to be super scratch resistant. However, given the retail price of 7,420 pesos, I think this is a good buy. And even size-wise, you get more watch in terms of the surface area on your wrist. It's quite formidable at 46 millimeters. So I think this would be a good option, and I think quite surely that this watch will last you a long time. Dito sa kasunod na relo ni Gov, ang kailangan nating tingnan, the case shape. It's got that oyster case. And if we look at the color of the dial, it's colored green and it has stick markers. Tapos pag tiningnan natin yung bracelet style nito, medyo kahawig siya nung naunang relo na tiningnan natin, the oyster style bracelet, the 3-link bracelet, at sa mga katangin natin this Rolex Oyster Perpetual 124300, specifically with the green dial. Lagi ko sinasabi sa channel nito na ang Oyster Perpetual, technically speaking, is the entry level for Rolex. But that's only true when it comes to retail prices. Dahil sa kagustuhan ng mga tao na makabili ng Rolex and they go for the entry level, the secondary market prices of these do shoot up quite a bit. Especially nung naging playful sila with the dials. Kabatch nitong green dial, yung Tiffany blue dial, and the red dial, and the pink dial, and the yellow dial. And this one, it retails today for 416,500 pesos because of the many price increases in the past couple of years. Medyo tumaas na. but it still goes higher on the secondary market, where I still see it sell for up to 600,000 pesos. At sa kamahalan, syempre kung load din natin si GovDF, kailangan nating tumingin sa mga alternatives. In this specific case, I'm going with the Erebus Ascent in 41 millimeters, which I'm selecting because of the case shape and the bracelet style. When it comes to the concessions, the finishing will be different, the movement will be different. The key difference though, especially visually, would be the pattern on the dial. So it has a mother of pearl dial, and it will look green in some lighting, but it's not going to be very consistent. So if you're a fan of the green, this will not be a good solution. But if you're a fan of the form factor, I think the Erebus Ascent is always a good alternative, not just to Oyster Perpetuals, but to Datejusts as well. And given its retail price of 29,400 pesos on the website of Erebus, but plus shipping, taxes, and duties pa, it's quite a good and it's a formidable alternative. What is even good about this watch is nakasailan ngayon, so I suggest taking a look at the website of Erebus para makakuha kayo ng good deal. Dito naman sa relo na ito, you'll notice that it's quite unique. Let's look at the strap first, that evidently here, it's color black. Let's look at the case as well. Medyo kahawig niya yung Oyster case, and it's got this black look about it. And if we look closely at the dial, it appears to have a blue dial. At sa mga katangin natin, this is a Tudor black bay ceramic. So what's important to highlight about this watch is what's in the name, ceramic. It's got this ceramic material that's being used as the material for the case instead of the traditional stainless steel or even the frequently seen titanium in Tudor's model. So this makes this watch quite unique. That makes this scratch resistant as well. Unlike Rolex, Tudor really loves to play around with these materials. So they have ceramic cases already. They have silver cases. And I think that's quite unique on the part of Tudor. They belong to the same house, but quite obviously, I think there's this view that Rolex uses Tudor as the platform for experimenting when it comes to materials, when it comes to colors, when it comes to movements. And I think it's no different for the Black Bay line of watches from Tudor. Ever since its debut, the Black Bay has been famous, and it even shot up in terms of fame, lalo na nung lumabas yung Black Bay 58. And I think this is just Tudor being very creative, and I think this move has worked. Medyo hit or miss, but for the hits, sobrang hit naman. Kaya I think nakakabawi ang Tudor pagdating dyan. Retail price of this watch dito sa Pilipinas ay 323,500 pesos. I reckon you can get it cheaper on the secondary market, but I think given that this watch is not widely available, retail would be a good route to go. Pero ang mahal pa rin ng 300 plus thousand comparing it to the other watches of Gov Dan Fernando. Kaya naman ang nire-recommend kong alternative ay ang Seiko SRPL 15K1, which I'm selecting because of the black case, the black strap, and it's very important here, these are both dive watches. Concession-wise, the dial color here is black as opposed to blue on the Black Bay ceramic. The movement is going to be mass-produced, like the Tudor, but the Tudor has an in-house movement that is not as manufactured on the same scale of the Seiko. Apart from that, the case material here it's stainless steel, and if I'm not mistaken, probably PVD coated. Samantalang ang Black Bay ceramic ay, well, ceramic. Finally, the crystal here will be Hardlex crystal, which is Seiko's proprietary crystal, and that makes it in-house, right? But the Tudors, for a lot more people, it's better given that it's a sapphire crystal, making it highly scratch resistant. Ang retail price ng relo nito ay 31,350 pesos, na less than 10% of the Tudor. And dare I say, it's bang for buck, just the better watch. I think it's better looking. I think it's got a better size, especially with Seiko. They just know how to make big sizes work. like magic. That's Seiko magic for you, right? And with the black base ceramic, having seen one in person, it wears huge, it's quite thick. And so with this Seiko, I think this is a good alternative, and dare I say, it's just a better watch when it comes to value for money. Dito naman po tayo kay Governor Daniel Fernando, at malamang sa malamang po hindi niyo po malalaman na siya ang gobernador ng Bulacan dahil kulang na kulang po ang mga billboard niya sa NLEX. So dito na lang po tayo sa relo niya, kung saan mapapansin po natin yung bezel niya parang bicolored po, or dalawa yung kulay na black and blue. Tapos yung style po ng bracelet niya na Jubilee style. At dahil sa mga katangian na yan, tingin ko this is a Rolex GMT Master 2. The reference 126710 BLNR, also nicknamed the Batgirl. So, para po maging Batman, kailangan po oyster style naman yung bracelet. Pero I personally prefer the Batgirl, at in fact, isa po ito sa mga grail or target na watches ko, no. Pero mahal na mahal po kasi ang relo na ito. Ang SRP po niyan 650,000. Pero dahil malabo po tayong pala rin sa mga Rolex stores, kailangan po nating tumingin sa secondary market, kung saan umaabot po ng 1.15 million pesos ang benta ng ibang mga dealer sa relo na ito. So, we'd have to think of alternatives, at ang napili ko po ay galing na naman sa Timex, the Q Timex Diver GMT, no. Ang relo po na ito, kaya ako napili the black and blue bezel, the GMT functionality, and the bracelet. So, ang relo po na ito binebenta sa Timex website ng 14,995 pesos, but I think naka-sale na even on their Shopee store, no. So I really recommend you to go to those websites kung sakaling trip nyo po ang relo na ito. In terms of the concession, definitely the level of finishing will not be there. Pati po yung movement nito is quartz compared to the automatic mechanical movement on the Rolex Batgirl, no. But still, you achieve so much of the look without having to break the bank, at maganda pong choice ang Q Timex Diver GMT in 38mm. Dito po sa relo ni Governor Daniel Fernando, ang kailangan po nating tingnan dyan, yung subdials niya, pati yung pushers on the case shape, and then the rubber strap. At dahil sa mga katangian na yan, tingin ko this is a Rolex Daytona, the reference 126519LN. So, etong relo na ito, pag tinignan nyo siya, parang normal lang siya na Daytona, but with a rubber strap. But there's something special about it, kasi ang case po nito is made of white gold rather than the usual stainless steel we see on entry-level Daytonas. But itong relo po na ito, I think it's an exceptional choice on behalf of Governor Daniel Fernando, at napakaswerte po ng mga Bulakenyo kasi mukhang marami pong alam si Governor Daniel Fernando pagdating sa mga relo. At ito pong Daytona na ito, ang SRP niya is 2.25 million pesos. But on the secondary market, it goes for even higher. I've seen some sell for up to 2.7 million pesos. And so dahil sa kamahalan po ng relo ni Governor Daniel Fernando, we'd have to think of alternatives kung gusto natin gayahin ng look na yan. At ang alternative po na napili ko ay ang SBTR 021. Ito pong model na ito ay isang JDM or Japanese Domestic Market model. And so you cannot find that here, but I think it's a good alternative nevertheless. Napili ko to dahil sa chronograph style niya, and then black strap din. But in terms of the concessions, quartz po ang movement nito, and the strap is leather rather than rubber. Pati the way it attaches to the case is very different compared to the Oyster Flex attaching to the Daytona, no. And so finishing then, I think it will not be on the same level as the Rolex, definitely. But I've seen this on the secondary market sell for up to 10,000 pesos. And if you are looking for something second-hand, that can go even lower. So ang relo po na ito is not available officially on Philippine channels, but if you look hard enough, makakakita po kayo ng mabibilhan nyo nito. And I think that can go for much lower than 10,000 pesos. And so, pag inisip natin yan, yung look niya, how close it is to the Daytona of Bulacan Governor Daniel Fernando, magandang choice na po ang Seiko JDM na ito. Ayun! Nakita na tayo ng mga sample ng mga relo ni Bulacan Governor Daniel Fernando na kulang ng billboard sa NLEX. At kung tama aking guess kung ano ang mga relong ito, base sa kanilang mga katangian, kung bibilhin nyo sila today, maaaring kayong abutin ng humigit kumulang 6 million pesos. And on average, that's above 1 million pesos per watch. Napakalaking pera po niyan. And in spite of that, I'm not really a fan of this collection. They're watches that look too similar to each other. It stayed within the Rolex and Tudor house, and it didn't really have much in terms of added coloration. I would say that the Tudor is a bit unique, but still, it's pretty similar to the Submariner, although it has a different case material. And when it comes to my favorite dito sa collection na ito, I think it's just the Batgirl. For me, pinaka-paborito ko po yan dahil sa bias ko towards the GMT complication. It's my favorite colorway of the bi-colored bezel. At doon naman po tayo sa alternatives. Ang pinaka-paborito ko naman dyan yung Seiko SRPL 15K1. Yan ay dahil sa stealthy look ng relo na ito. I think napaka-astig ng itsura niya. Pero opinion ko lang po yan. Kung iba ang inyong opinion, kung tingin nyo meron pang ibang relo na mas angkop bilang alternative, let me know in the comment section down below. Kung nagustuhan nyo ang video na ito, please hit the like button. At kung trip nyo yung ganitong klaseng content, watch reviews, pagsuri sa mga relo ng mga kilalang personalidad, please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. Yun lang po. Maraming salamat sa oras ng panonood. Laters, yo!